is responsive to the socio-economic demands of the target veteran of the liberation struggle, to confer on veterans of the liberation struggle due recognition in public space and institutions, respect and suitable welfare. Your Excellency, on culture and religion, the resolutions are to recognize and memorialize the role played by spirit mediums in the First and Second Chimurenga Wars, to implement a robust program to refurbish and maintain all national, provincial, and district hero shrines, to facilitate a national bira annually in liaison with traditionalists, to review the chief's regalia to reflect Zimbabwe's culture and national ethos. On women affairs, Your Excellency, the resolution is that government avails economic empowerment opportunities for women to have access to businesses that provide them with a competitive edge, to address the challenges affecting women and widows on issues of inheritance of estates of deceased husbands, and that widows must not pay heavy taxes when changing ownership of properties after the death of their husbands. On youth affairs, that the party directs government to establish new and upgrade existing vocational training centers and recreational facilities to curb idleness that leads to drug and substance abuse. That the party directs government to make use of ZIMDE funds to construct and refurbish vocational training centers. That government establish more vocational training centers. That the party directs government to expedite that I've already read. That the party directs government to continue accelerating empowerment programs, including mining concessions, land, skills training, affordable access to capital and education. That government capacitate the youth desk in every ministry, department, and agency. That government should extend quotas in the allocation of residential and commercial stands for the youth. That the party directs government to provide affordable and accessible education from primary to higher and tertiary, and support those with exceptional talent in order to reduce the brain drain. That the party directs government to put in place mechanisms to protect the interests of those who seek employment outside the country. That the party must ensure that attendance at Chitepo School of Ideology is made compulsory for every member of the Zanu PF Youth League. That the party directs government to fully capacitate Empower Bank for it to decentralize to districts and effectively fund youth income generating projects. That the party directs government to institute empowerment projects specific to provinces according to special economic interests. That government ensures that the recruitment of National Youth Service Zimbabwe be done under the supervision and consultation of the party provincial leadership. Government introduces mandatory national youth service in the national schools curriculum. That government withdraws all hoarded mining claims and those under EPOs from big companies that remain undeveloped and reissue to the local youths. That the party directs government to consider the appointment of youths in boards of parastatals, and that government must honor the 20% youth share quota, and that the party directs government to enforce the constitution against homosexuality and other social ills. That government expedite the construction of multi-sporting discipline infrastructure in all the districts, to direct all local authorities to channel 10% of their revenue towards promotion of sporting facilities, and to speed up the planned establishment of a dedicated sporting channel on national television to promote and encourage youth activity. On environment and climate, Your Excellency, the resolutions require that the party directs the government to enforce the ban on riverbed mining and accelerate river desiltation program. That the party enjoin government to expedite the operation of helicopters to assist human-wildlife conflict and air rescue, to prioritize management of human-wildlife conflict, to institutionalize gastronomy tourism in conjunction with township tourism to create employment and boost revenue inflows, to explore alternative ways for the country to unlock value in ivory to fund wildlife management and community program, to accelerate climate-proofing programs and initiatives to mitigate the negative effects of climate change. That government continues to intensify environment management programs so as to keep the country clean, ensuring people benefit from safe and clean environment. That government follows up on the effective implementation of resolution. Your Excellency, allow me now to revert to resolutions on the state of the economy. I'll skip the first resolution. I'll deal with it later. On the state of the party, that the party and government should establish a comprehensive framework that ensures that the principle of party supremacy over government is followed. That the Chitepa School of Ideology should decentralize its training programs to administrative districts for the benefit of party members, government employees, the private sector, and the general populace. That the party's conflict resolution committee should be proactive and come up with programs that detect, resolve, and mitigate conflict within the party. That the party should expedite the digitalization of its cell village registers to ensure credible party voters' rolls during party elections so as to minimize election-related disputes. That the government prioritizes the employment of national youth service graduates who have the requisite qualifications. That the party district executive chairman be allocated motor vehicles to effectively enhance their mobility in executing party programs. That the party amends the party constitution to recognize non-combatant cadres and war collaborators as categories forming part of the veterans of the liberation struggle. That 1st July of each year be declared a public holiday in honor of the late VP Dr. Joshua Ngomo. That political returnees from the opposition be integrated into the party after following proper procedures, thereby ensuring their progressive ascendancy in the party structures. That the party internal election processes should strive to achieve the implementation of the 50-50 gender equality policy. That the party should create a level playing field to allow women access to positions of authority within the party, in government, and in other institutions. That the party establishes information desks at each district coordinating committee. That attendance at Chitepo School of Ideology sessions be encouraged for all members. That the Mnangagwa programs being implemented by our First Lady be supported by the party. Lastly, Your Excellency, allow me to deal with this resolution. Your Excellency, yes. Your Excellency, all provinces resolved for an extension. I will read the resolution which all provinces passed and which was also supported by the thematic committees which sat yesterday and today. And this resolution appears in all the thematic committees. And this is the resolution. That the President and First Secretary of Zanu PF, His Excellency Comrade Dr. Mnangagwa's term of office as President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and First Secretary of Zanu PF be extended beyond 2028 to 2030. Let me continue, please. Lend me your ears. Is it legally possible? And the short answer I gave was that yes, it's legally possible. But listen, but to achieve it, we will need two separate constitutional amendments. One amendment to remove the presidential term that is fixed in the Constitution. The next amendment, constitutional amendment, should be to remove the disability that the Constitution places on His Excellency to serve beyond 2028. Listen. And the constitutional bills must be separate, not in one constitutional bill. And each constitutional bill must be followed by a referendum. So we are looking here at two constitutional amendment bills, going through all the motions, and also two separate referenda. So I felt on this amendment, I should seek instructions from His Excellency, the President. I was granted a meeting in August where I raised the issue and to find out what his position is. I was given an answer, but I was not satisfied. I asked it again for a meeting mid-September, again to seek an answer. I was given the same answer that I was given in August. But just to be sure whether I was in the right direction, I called and asked for another meeting, which His Excellency granted me on Tuesday. And this time I had a witness. I was not alone, fortunately. I was given the same answer that I was given in August, in September, and on Tuesday. Just before I took the podium, I whispered in the ear of the President, "Is what you told me on the 3 meetings still stand?" And he was emphatic, "It still stands." Now, what is that answer? And in fact, I must say, each time I went to ask, I got the impression that he was angry with me for raising issues where he had made pronouncements locally and while he was in the People's Republic of China. And I felt that given my position, I should always heed what the leadership says. But I wanted to get it from the horse's mouth. Now, His Excellency's answer, and I want to repeat what he said on Tuesday. And many of you have heard it on many occasions, that His Excellency says he is a constitutionalist, and for certain I know His Excellency is a constitutionalist. And furthermore, His Excellency's hand was involved in the drafting of the current constitution. Those of you who remember, I was chairing the party, I was the chief negotiator in the party subcommittee, and I was reporting to His Excellency for that matter. So I will say that His Excellency had a big hand in the drafting of the current constitution, the national current constitution. So His Excellency is saying, I'm a constitutionalist. I will abide by the constitution, which limits presidential terms, and I have no intention of serving beyond 2028. This will come as sad news to you, but please don't stone the messenger. So where we stand, distinguished delegates, is that of all the resolutions, there is one resolution which cannot be implemented without the express consent and agreement of His Excellency President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa. And on Monday, when he told me this, he said, feel free to tell them you consulted me, which is what I am conveying to you this afternoon. So we will have our resolution, but I think we must understand, coming from here, that it will not go anywhere, because His Excellency is emphatic that when 2028 comes, he will not serve beyond that date. He is very emphatic that he had a hand in the drafting and crafting of this constitution, and he cannot be seen nationally, globally, to be the first to violate what he put in place. mberi neZanu PF nekubatana nekunzwisisa pasi nemhandu. Your Excellency, that is, I now submit these resolutions for approval by the 21st National People's Conference. I thank you, Excellency.
Zanu